In a video guided tour of the old radar station at Montauk, which was made in 1993, Duncan Cameron showed a patch of waste ground which had been leveled flat, and he stated this was the site to an entranceway into an underground base, and the Parks Department had demolished the entranceway and covered it over with soil. In 2017, I found a video on YouTube, which showed a tour of a disused SAGE radar station similar to Montauk in California, called the Almaden radar site. This former Air Force radar station is located about 6 miles, 9.8 kilometers, southeast of Los Gatos, California. The video was called Almaden Radar Site, a very special place. The video showed photographs of a number of stairways leading down into some underground tunnels. Most of the SAGE radar stations were built using the same plans, and some of these SAGE radar sites had a number of underground fallout shelters. This photo shows one of the entranceways into the fallout shelter at Almaden radar site. So there may have also been a number of underground fallout shelters located around the Montauk radar station, and the majority of them have had their entranceways demolished and covered over with soil, leaving no clue of an underground bunker on the surface. This photo comes from a video taken inside an underground fallout shelter at the Mount Laguna, which is another SAGE radar site. It is located 24 miles, 39 kilometers, north-northeast of Tecate, California. This photo comes from a video, and the explorers discovered a blocked-up tunnel, which they believed run towards the main radar tower. So these fallout shelters may have a number of entranceways, which led into the fallout shelters. Peter Moon mentions a sub-level of tunnels is located at Montauk, and the presence of a number of underground fallout shelters may explain the existence of this sub-level of tunnels, which have been covered over with soil by the Parks Department, and they now lay forgotten. The fallout shelters at Montauk may have been built using a similar design, where the fallout shelters consist of semicircular tunnels and rooms, where the walls are covered with corrugated metal sheets, and painted using a standard Air Force cream color. After studying dozens of photos of the interior of Casemate 113 at Montauk over the years, I reached the conclusion the Air Force turned this old gun emplacement into a large fallout shelter. What puzzles me is, a few years ago, I found dozens of photographs taken inside this old gun emplacement, but in 2017 to 2018, when research for this video, many of these photographs have disappeared from the internet. Some of the photos showed a large cage, where according to the local legends, the kids were kept prisoner inside this cage. But this cage may have originally served as an armory, which was installed when the Air Force used this casemate. Yet many of the photos showing this cage have mysteriously disappeared from the internet. I was only able to find 2 or 3 photos taken inside of Casemate 113 at Montauk. Many of the Air Force personnel who served at Montauk insist there are no underground bases at this disused radar site. But they never mentioned the existence of a number of fallout shelters located at Montauk. Peter Moon and Preston Nichols suggest there was an underground network of tunnels at Montauk, and there were an underground research lab or base located just outside of the Air Force radar station. So these fallout shelters may have been connected together using a series of tunnels, and these tunnels led into some of the post-war underground bunkers, built to support a large contingent of officials from New York City, in the event of a nuclear attack. This underground bunker, which consisted of a number of levels, was later rented out to the Nazi scientists who worked at the Brookhaven National Labs on Long Island, who turned this bunker into a secret research lab, which was located behind casemate 112. So it's possible that a secret research lab existed at the old radar station at Montauk, and it was located just outside of the fence, which surrounded the Air Force station, and it wasn't under the jurisdiction of the Air Force. It may have been owned by the General Services Administration and later under the control of the New York Parks Department. Peter Moon and Preston Nichols have stated when they visited the park which surrounds the old radar station, they would be deterred and chased away by park rangers, who didn't like people visiting this public park. Nowadays, many of the buildings have been demolished, and the old radar station is open to the public, but some of the buildings such as the Sage Radar Tower are still off limits to the general public.